Olá a todos, boa noite. Pessoal, vocês me ouvem bem? Só confirmando. Ótimo, obrigado Maurício, obrigado João, obrigado Margarete, obrigado a todos pela confirmação. Bom, boa noite, eu espero que todos estejam bem. Meu nome é Fernando e eu vou passar alguns recadinhos antes da gente começar o nosso evento, tá? Esse workshop, ele é um evento exclusivo da Experimento em parceria com a Into. E esperamos que vocês embarquem com a gente para explorar todo o conhecimento que esses profissionais que estão aqui com a gente têm a oferecer. Verifiquem o áudio do dispositivo e a conexão com a internet. E utilizem o chat para fazer as perguntas. Ele vai ficar aberto durante todo o treinamento, durante todo o nosso bate-papo. Ao final do evento, a gente vai disponibilizar um QR Code para vocês conectarem com a loja mais próxima para dar continuidade nessa jornada com a gente. E, pessoal, só uma observação. Todas essas universidades que passaram aí no vídeo, elas estão com a gente ao longo dessa semana, tá? Então, se você perdeu alguma de ontem ou de hoje, essas gravações, esses vídeos, eles vão estar disponíveis na nossa página do YouTube, tá? Na página do YouTube da Experimento, e vocês conseguem assistir lá com legenda, tá bom? E antes de passar a bola para a Tiana, né, da Suffolk University, eu gostaria de convidar o meu amigo aqui, o Rai Aprígio, para contar um pouquinho dele, falar um pouquinho, né, do nosso evento. Rai, vamos lá com a gente?
Oi, pessoal, boa noite. Obrigado a todos que estão aqui assistindo a gente. Eu sou o Raimberg Aprígio, gestor aqui de recrutamento da Into no Brasil. A Into é um conjunto de universidades nos Estados Unidos e também no Reino Unido, e a gente trouxe especialmente essas universidades para conversarem com vocês e ajudarem vocês a definir a sua profissão no futuro. Então, fiquem atentos, a palestra vai ser totalmente em inglês, mas vocês podem fazer suas perguntas, eu estou aqui, o pessoal do Experimento está aqui também. Ao final da nossa apresentação, a gente também vai responder algumas perguntas, também em português. Tiana, eu vou apresentar a Tiana, que é a nossa representante da Suffolk University em Boston. Tiana, you're up.
Thank you, everyone. So good evening. My name is Tiana Lal, and I'm the Marketing and Recruitment Manager at Into Suffolk. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen, and then we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so if someone could just give me a verbal confirmation that they are able to see the presentation.
Yes, we can, Tiana.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So again, good evening. I'm Tiana. I represent Into Suffolk University, located in Boston, Massachusetts. First off, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Experimento for having us here tonight. I'm really excited to present to you on all of the opportunities that we have at Suffolk available for students who are interested in studying business analytics. First off, I do have a co-presenter here with me today. She is a current Suffolk University student. So Fergie, I will go ahead and have you introduce yourself to the group.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you all here. My name is Fergie and I am currently a graduate student majoring in business analytics at Suffolk University.
Thank you, Fergie. So Fergie is here today to really help me throughout this presentation. She is a master's student in the business analytics program, and a lot of what I will present on today will relate specifically to the bachelor's program. However, a lot of the content, a lot of the work that Fergie is doing in class has a lot to do with some of the content that I will present today. And so I will reserve some time at the end for a Q&A session. And so if you have specific questions to Fergie about the student experience, what it's like being a student in the business analytics program, I encourage you to ask those questions. You can put them in the chat throughout the presentation, or you can ask them at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started. So I'd like to spend some time highlighting our location first and the benefits that come along with being a student in Boston. So first off, where is Boston? So on your screen, you'll see a map of the United States. And Boston is in the state of Massachusetts, which is in the northeast region of the US, also known as the New England area. So where you see in that little red box on your screen. When you zoom into Massachusetts, specifically Suffolk County, which will be very easy for you to remember as a Suffolk student, you'll find Boston. And this is a map of the downtown Boston area. So I want to bring to your attention our location because Suffolk is 0 minutes from Boston. We are actually the only university in the heart of the downtown Boston area. And the map that you see here on your screen depicts the spread of our campus throughout downtown Boston. Our campus comprises of 12 buildings in total. We have 8 subway stops, and we're all within a 5-minute walk of campus. So our location is very accessible. So if you are a student who thrives in a city environment, then Suffolk is the place for you. Being steps away from the financial district and government center, it is very easy for students to walk and access internships, CPT, OPT opportunities, which I will talk about in a little bit, whether they are in business, finance, the healthcare industry, whatever it is that you might be interested in studying. Overall, Boston is an incredible city of opportunity, and with Boston consistently ranked as the #1 student city in the US, this really highlights the level of academic talent, the academic rigor, and job opportunities that exist in the area. So students at Suffolk really benefit from our prime location. Overall speaking, Boston is home to about 4.8 million people, with 250,000 of those people being college students. So I would think of Boston as sort of a big college campus. Lots of people, probably within your age range, live in Boston, also pursuing their studies just like you would be. About 1/5 of those students are international, highlighting how global friendly the city is. And it's not uncommon to step out of a Suffolk building and hear a variety of languages. You hear people talking, representing different cultures. It really highlights the diversity of the city, making it home to many international students who choose to come and live in Boston. As you can imagine, what makes our university and our location so special is the on-campus housing options. It's really attractive because of our location. It will likely be the only time that a student would be able to live right in the heart of downtown Boston at the price that they pay for housing. So on your screen is some photos of our residence halls. We do have a total of 5 residence halls on campus, and they vary between traditional style dorms to more independent apartment style living. So what you see photographed is our newest on-campus housing option, which is named 1 Court Street, which Suffolk opened in fall of 2020. It's Boston's first skyscraper building, so there is some historic backing to our new dorm. And these dorms used to be boutique hotel rooms, which is why you see that the room layouts are much larger than the typical first-year housing. Housing is guaranteed for undergraduate students for their first 2 years, and there is a residency requirement for all students coming into our undergraduate pathway program. I know that with this current situation going on with the pandemic, it's been very difficult for students to come and visit campus. And so I just wanted to draw your attention to the virtual tour that we have available. So if you scan the QR code on your screen, that will take you right to the virtual tour where you have a chance to explore our buildings on campus and really get a feel for where you could spend the next several years. So some quick facts about Suffolk. We have over 115 years of history to work with. Our institution was founded in 1906. And Suffolk was actually initially founded as a law school, but today we now have our 3 schools. The Sawyer Business School, which I will spend a lot of time talking about today, the College of Arts and Sciences, and the Law School. Across our 3 schools, we have over 60 undergraduate programs and 50+ graduate programs across various disciplines. We are a mid-sized university with a total enrollment of just over 7,000 students. And so with a population size of 7,000, our students do benefit from large university resources within a small setting. And so what I mean by that is you have over 900 courses to choose from in the course catalog, but we're still able to keep our class sizes at a minimal with an average class size of 20 students. This is intentional. It contributes to our students being able to be in a cohesive classroom. They are encouraged to participate and collaborate with other students. Our student body overall continues to be very diverse. It's sort of a reflection of Boston itself. We have 21% of our students being international, so we're actually one of the top universities in the US with the highest international population. We represent over 100 different countries. This is something that we are really proud of as an institution, and it's at the core of who we are. Not many people know this, but we do have 2 campus locations. So our main campus is in Boston, which I will talk most about today, but we do have a second location in Madrid, Spain. And students at Suffolk can study the first 2 years of their university degree at the Madrid campus and complete their degree in Boston. So you as undergraduate students, you can definitely partake in the opportunity to do some portion of your Suffolk studies at the Madrid campus. We do have 1 degree option. So for students interested in government, we do have a degree there that could cover 4 years of study. So if a student wanted to go there for 4 years, they certainly can. This opportunity really allows students to study in 2 different countries, really expand their professional network within an international setting, practice a second or a third language for some students, and really make incredible memories as part of their Suffolk experience. So we'll switch gears a little bit. I wanted to just give you some preliminary information on Suffolk, so that way you can get a sense as to what our location is, what our atmosphere is like. And so for the rest of the presentation, we will talk specifically about our business analytics program that we offer here at Suffolk. So first off, what is business analytics? Business analytics is a field of study that combines skills, technology, and practices used to examine an organization's data and performance to promote business growth. And business analysts are often utilized across many different industries and job functions, and this is largely due to their vast applicable skill set. One real-world example, and I think it helps to give a real-world example, especially when you're talking about a field of study that's so vast. So one example of how business analytics can be utilized within business can be seen at Coca-Cola. I think everyone knows Coca-Cola. It's a global brand, and we're all familiar with it. Coca-Cola determined that their business analytics were really a driving factor behind their customer retention at the company. And so knowing this, and by using data strategy, Coca-Cola was able to build a digitally led loyalty program to boost their customer acquisition and customer base. And this happened around 2015. So various examples of business analytic implementation can be seen across marketing, advertising, risk management, supply chain management, social media use, just to name a few areas of focus. So how do you know if you're interested in business analytics? Students within this field are often inquisitive, so you're not afraid to ask questions. You're analytical. You're excellent at telling a story, and you're open to learning new technology. Now, if you're interested in some of these and not all of these, don't completely dismiss business analytics. And I think Fergie can speak to this as well. Some of you may be thinking, oh, this might be something of interest, but I'm not really good at technology. That's totally fine. That's what you're coming to our university for. We'll teach you that. Why study business analytics? There is an increasingly high demand for companies and businesses for business analytics because these companies desire to have individuals that are able to implement advanced technology as a means to find performance insights from their data. And so because of this increased demand and shortage of professionals who are specializing within this field of study, the opportunity outlook is very positive. So according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, management analysts, market research analysts, and operation research analysts have one of the highest 10-year outlooks in the industry, with projected increases in demand ranging from 11 to 25%. So basically what this means is there's very positive growth within the field, which means that you'll see positive growth in salary as well. The increase in demand leads to the median pay increasing, so you can expect that these detailed salaries that you're seeing on the screen will increase exponentially over the next 10 years. So what are the problems that companies are facing that continue to motivate them to hire business analysts? Some of the common challenges that businesses face are that decision-making, that process can be slow. It can cost a company a lot of money, and it's often of poor quality and inconsistency. And so the issues behind gathering and articulating the data often takes time, and it costs a lot through the decision-making process for the company. And so even after the processing of data, the decision outcome may not always be optimal. So what skills do business analytics students acquire to help solve some of these problems that businesses do encounter? So first, business analysts are able to leverage technology to reduce decision-making time, such as in new product development, sales and promotion, and strategic development. 2, they integrate business analytic findings to business rules to support and repeat frequent decisions. And 3, to utilize data and technology to improve quality of decisions. So analysts are able to take you through a complete cycle from collecting data to providing you insight as part of the taking note of your data, and ultimately to implementing new measures on the basis of their findings. So these processes can be automated by business analysts, which is why they're so important, because they save companies time in making decisions of improvement. So as a business analytics student, what will you learn? So we want to enhance students' existing ability and teach within these 5 areas. So students will learn how to ask the right business questions so that they can begin to understand what really contributes to the business problem. Students will prepare and model the data for business analytics. They will use technology and statistics to explore and analyze data. They engage in data storytelling, which essentially is the art of analyzing that data and telling a story behind the numbers to the decision makers. And then lastly, being able to help students create business value. I think this one's really important. It's a large part of why our business analytics program is housed within our business school and not under a computer science program, because business analysts speak a language of business, and they need to understand how to help businesses create value. And so I want to highlight that because at the bottom line, you don't need to be a mathematician or a statistician or programmer to be able to learn business analytics. And I want to pass it off to Fergie because I think her story and how she sort of got into the field really resonates with what I'm saying. So Fergie, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, Tiana. I think Tiana covered mostly everything, but then I just want to say that I'm also an international student, that I'm actually from Indonesia. If you are kind of like scared that you cannot talk in English fluently, there is a pathway program, and we will like teach you more about English, even though for your grammar or conversation, so you can speak fluently. And then I was from hospitality background and marketing before deciding to learn more about business analytics. But then what made me decide to learn business analytics is because I always knew that I have a strong analytic skills and as well as number. But then as Tiana mentioned, you don't have to know about numbers all the way to the bottom of the formula and all of that, but you just have to understand more about what's happening in the data, what you want to predict, and then what is the goal of you analyzing the data. And then, as Tiana also mentioned, that we have a wide range of business analytics. So it's not just you become a data analyst, you could also become a data architect. Data scientist is right now very booming, even though also cybersecurity right now needs data analytics. And then as well as Suffolk will offer you a lot of skills as well. The skills is actually very important because it's for your career, it's for the real life experience. skills. So we will be teaching you data visualizations and also like data analysis and then also machine learning to predict the data and, you know, to understand deeper about what this data can do for a company.
Thank you, Fergie. I appreciate you sharing your story because I think your story is very similar to many of the students that we have at Suffolk. I don't think any of our students come in to business analytics knowing that that's exactly what they want to do. Oftentimes they come to Suffolk and they take their entry business courses and they get some introductory information on business analytics and they become interested in that and they choose to pursue that and see what happens. And so I think if you are a student who, you know, you're not really sure this is what you want to do, that is absolutely fine. As an undergraduate student at Suffolk, you don't have to declare any major within your first year. So you can come in as a business student, you can come in undeclared and take a couple of classes within the Sawyer Business School to really sort of field out and see what area of business you might be interested in. So there is no pressure to make that decision tonight or anytime soon. You have up to 2 years at Suffolk to decide what you want your major of study to be. So Suffolk, you'll see for the next couple of slides of the presentation, because I will talk a lot about job opportunities and internships. We are a very career-focused university. And so when you look at our curriculum across all disciplines, whether it's in business, sciences, arts, communication, a lot of the curriculum that's been developed is very career-focused in that we really have an emphasis on students building their professional career through resume building, internship work, networking with professionals within the field. And so that's something, because we know students go to college in order to get degrees and to be professional within their fields of choice. And so I want to do some, I want to highlight a little bit about, you know, who is hiring and what we are doing for our students to provide them these opportunities. And so the business analytics department has done quite a bit of research to determine who hires business analytics. And so we've determined that the top 3 represented industries with the most hires have been within the financial services business, healthcare and biotechnology, and information technology and the internet and telecommunication. And so these 3 areas we've found are thriving in the Boston area. Businesses of all areas and industries see the benefits of business analysts, which is why you can see that it has been applied to areas in marketing, sales, pricing, operations, logistics. So you see that list on your screen, and that list alone sort of demonstrates how diverse of application there is to functional areas within the working field of business. The field is growing, and Fergie sort of touched on this a little bit when she talked about some of the areas of concentration that we're adding to the program in business analytics. We try to match what's going on in the industry. We see growth in particular areas, and so we try to make changes to our curriculum so that students are receiving, you know, the most up-to-date, most relevant information through their Suffolk education. Business analytics is growing, and it's making its way into C-suite, which is the executive level within a company. And so some companies are instituting new job titles, such as Chief Data Analytics Officer, because they know that these leadership positions are needed to produce money for businesses in the long run. So it sort of goes back on a couple of slides when I was talking about job outlook, further contributing that there's an increase in executive level positions within this field. So talking about, work opportunities, I do want to highlight that the Bachelor's in Business Analytics, it is a STEM designated program. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And these are important skills relevant to the economic and professional growth and overall competitiveness in global and domestic markets. We offer at Suffolk a variety of program options that allow students to earn STEM designation through the integration of these skills into the curriculum. And so while STEM is typically designated to science, technology, engineering, and math, Our students can choose to major in the Big Data and Business Analytics program at the undergraduate level and receive that STEM designation. So what that means is a student would qualify for 3 years of OPT opportunity. What is OPT opportunity? It's essentially work training that you receive after you complete your studies at Suffolk. So upon graduation, any sort of work opportunity that you do will be considered OPT. I highlight this because it's a unique opportunity to our university. A lot of schools you'll see that offer business do not have STEM designation. And so as a student who is considering studying in the US, you'll want to consider how you want to maximize your time here, not only in the competitive coursework that you're doing, but in the time that you spend seeking work opportunities, because as I mentioned earlier, this will boost your resume and make you a competitive applicant and candidate for future job opportunities. Just for your knowledge, students on F1 visas who choose to complete designated programs and receive a job offer with qualified employers in their field of study can petition to extend their stay in the US for 36 months on the OPT. And so it's a huge benefit and a huge advantage. Business degrees are typically not STEM designated. And so at Suffolk, we're offering you a unique advantage to take it to really consider, some of these work opportunities if you choose to pursue business analytics, excuse me. So on your screen, you'll see a spread of the companies that we've had our students go on to work full-time or they've done internship work. For example, we've had a student who went on to work at the Broad Institute, which you see here on your screen, which is the Healthcare Research Institute within MIT. And that student went on to be a data engineer. So we have students within the financial business area. We have a student working at Massport, which you see here on your screen, to modernize Boston Logan Airport's current data analytics program. We've had a student go on to be a logistics manager at Amazon. Most recently, we had a student become a senior analyst at Coupang, which is one of the e-commerce companies in Korea. And so we have students everywhere, not only in Boston and various parts of the US, but we have students all over the world representing various international companies as well. Just to kind of continue and highlight where students are, on your screen is some of our international students who have gone through the business analytics program, detailing their places of employment upon graduating from Suffolk. So you see a variety of places that they've gone to and the industries that they've chosen to put their analytics skills to use. We have students within the healthcare industry at Boston Medical Center, Cambridge Health Alliance. We have students in finance at Financial Recovery Technologies, Union Pay International, and State Street. We have students representing the corporate industry at Access Corporate. This is really just a small list of the many alum and many places that our students have gone on to. If you go on our website, you'll be able to find a bit more information. Fergie, I'm curious. I know that you're still in your program, and so what has the process been like for you? Have you started to look at internships, and have you started to talk to the career advisors about what the future looks like for you?
Yes, we do have a career service department. I'll be looking for an internship or even full-time job after I finish my study, which is probably next year. But we've been talking about how to make sure that my resume looks good, and also how to create a cover letter, and also to filter about internship and what are the skills that they're looking for. So yeah.
Awesome, thank you. It sounds like you have quite a bit of time. You still have another year until you graduate. So if you had to, what would be the dream job for you? What's like the dream, after I graduate from Suffolk, this is where I want to be?
I want to be a data science, absolutely, and then apply for a top company, which is I probably not gonna mention it right now, but hopefully I will land on it next year.
Of course, thank you. So for the last portion of the presentation, so we did quite a vast covering of business analytics, what business analytics is, what types of students go into that field, what job outlook looks like. And so for the last part of my presentation, I want to spend some time going over admission requirements and what it looks like to gain entry into Suffolk. So we have two ways of obtaining admission. One is called direct entry, and the other is called the International Year One program. So entry requirements for both programs will have a slight variation, and the reason for this is that we want to accommodate all students across various English language abilities. At the direct entry level, our GPA minimum is a 2.7 out of 4, and you will see listed our English proficiency score requirements with a TOEFL at a 79, an IELTS at a 6.5, and a Duolingo score at 105. Now, if you are a high-achieving student, you perform really well, but maybe you're still working to improve your English proficiency skills, and you don't have the scores detailed under direct entry, that is completely fine because we have the International Year One program. In the International Year One program, depending on your English level, we accommodate students at a 2.2 GPA with a minimum of a 50 on the TOEFL, a 5 on the IELTS, and a 75 on Duolingo. The International Year One program provides really great benefits to students because you are able to gain entry into Suffolk, so you are a Suffolk University student, but you'll also receive numerous additional resources to supplement your English proficiency work. So as an International Year One student, you'll take a combination of English courses, content courses within business, specifically if you are looking to pursue business analytics. And then once you complete the program, you'll matriculate as a direct entry student. And what's great about this is it does not add any time to your graduation. So the standard length of study in the US for a bachelor's degree is 4 years. So even if you come in as an International Year One program student, you will still graduate within 4 years. So that's a really nice added perk. And then lastly, I want to talk about tuition and scholarships. So on your screen, you'll see, as I mentioned, there's two avenues of entry into Suffolk. And so there's two different tuition structures. So as an undergraduate direct entry student, your tuition price per year is about $42,000. You could qualify for up to $22,000 in scholarship per year, and that is a merit-based scholarship. And so if you have performed really well in high school, you have good test scores, then you could qualify for the $22,000 per year. As long as you maintain good academic standing while you're at Suffolk, you'll continue to receive that scholarship each year until you graduate. Within the International Year One program, it might look a little different. So across the International Year One program, we have the 1 semester, 2 semester, and 3 semester option. And so what you see on your screen is the tuition price listed for those programs. Same thing, scholarship, you could qualify for up to $15,000. This isn't per year. This would be just for your International Year One program. However, if you do perform well academically in the International Year One program, you would receive an additional $5,000 per year as a scholarship. Okay. And then housing and meals, if you were living on campus, you're looking at about $11,000 per semester. We are always willing to work with students as it relates to tuition and cost. And so if you ever have questions about our tuition, about scholarship opportunities, please feel free to always reach out to us, and we would be more than happy to help you through that process. All right. And then that's the end of my, that's the end of my presentation. So I'd like to open it up for any questions.
Yes. Can I just need to clarify 2 points before we do that, and I'm going to do that in Portuguese, ok? Pessoal, então, esse curso que ela apresentou, que é o Business Analytics, é uma excelente opção para quem está pensando em fazer business, né, que seria basicamente a nossa administração, porque ele envolve uma parte de análise de dados muito forte e é um tipo de profissão que está em muita demanda nos Estados Unidos. Então, para vocês terem ideia, uma pessoa que se gradua, que termina um bacharelado em business, o salário médio é em torno de $50 mil por ano, enquanto que em Business Analytics, como ela mostrou para vocês, é uma média de $80 mil por ano. Então, a gente está falando de um tipo de profissão muito mais demandada. Também tem um outro detalhe, é que essa profissão, Business Analytics, ela cai dentro de uma categoria de visto, que é STEM, né, que é Ciências, Tecnologia, Engenharia e Matemática, né, essa sigla em inglês seria STEM, depois vocês buscam aí, que dá direito a vocês ficarem até 3 anos nos Estados Unidos trabalhando depois que se formam. Em contrapartida, programas regulares de business, economia, normalmente é apenas 1 ano, tá? Então vocês podem ficar mais tempo nos Estados Unidos. Tem uma outra coisa que ela explicou aqui, que eu também acho legal ressaltar. Nos Estados Unidos, o primeiro ano ele é um primeiro ano mais geral, vocês têm cursos que várias áreas da universidade têm o mesmo tipo de aula, né, e algumas aulas já específicas para a área de atuação de vocês, mas vocês não precisam necessariamente decidir a área que vocês vão estudar até o 2º ano. Então, vocês têm 1 ano inteiro para aproveitar, 1 ano inteiro para experimentar, testar novas aulas, novas matérias, e aí sim decidir o que vocês vão fazer como graduação. Isso é muito diferente do que é aqui no Brasil. No Brasil, normalmente, você presta um vestibular para um curso específico, né? Nos Estados Unidos não é assim, isso é uma das grandes vantagens. We can go to the questions now.
Thank you. Hi, Tayana, I'm going to help you with the questions.
Yes,
so we have here a question from Julia. If Suffolk offers any support for international students, and if you can explain a little bit about the support of the International Year 1 program at Suffolk.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your question, Julia. So within the International Year 1 program, as I mentioned, there's some additional services that come into play. So International Year 1 students have their own academic advising. So you're not going through the university, you're actually going through into Suffolk. And what's nice about that is you're working with an advisor more individually. There's more availability. So if you ever needed to schedule a meeting last minute, the advisor is always available. We offer our own student services team as well. And so a lot of the programming that we do, the events, sort of the fun things, we do on our own through the center. And so it makes it very easy for you to meet people, not only who are in the Suffolk International Year 1 program, but other students as well. We run our own immigration service as well. So if you ever have questions about your I-20 or your F1 status, you can just come right into the center and we can help you with that. We offer our own tutoring. We offer our own English language preparation courses. So it really, I would almost sort of think of it as like a mini college within Suffolk, where you still have access to everything at Suffolk University, but you also have that limited access that not many people have directly to the center. So I hope that helps answer the question.
Yeah, sure. Guys, we have time for just one more question, and there's one very good here for Fergie. So Fergie, this is from Eric. Out of all colleges in the US, why did you choose to go to Suffolk?
Thank you for the question. Okay, so because of Suffolk located in the heart of Boston, and Boston is a beautiful city, you can also, it's like a really good city for a student, as well as Suffolk is located in the heart of Boston. It's easy for you to go to anywhere from Suffolk University. And the second is it offers the skill sets that I want. So I go through the syllabus and everything before I actually sign up to Suffolk University. And then the third is the scholarship. It's offered the same amount of scholarship for international students.
Perfect, thank you. Sorry guys, we have no more time for questions, but I'm going to speak in Portuguese now. Pessoal, a gente não tem mais tempo para as perguntas, infelizmente, mas aqui a gente colocou um QR Code na tela. Vocês podem direcionar a câmera do celular para ser direcionados para a nossa loja mais próxima, e aí vocês conseguem tanto fazer esses questionamentos para um dos nossos consultores, a gente vai estar mais do que feliz aí em ajudar todo mundo, e queria agradecer também pela presença de todo mundo. Thank you so much, Tayana. Thank you so much, Fergie.
Thank you so much. It was great meeting you guys, and I hope everyone found this information to be helpful.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Obrigado, Rai. E eu queria lembrar só, pessoal, que amanhã também, para quem tiver interesse, a gente vai ter mais 2 palestras nesses mesmos horários. Às 7 horas a gente vai ter a presença da University of Alabama, at Birmingham, falando sobre saúde pública, engenharia biomédica, e às 7h55 a gente tem a George Mason University falando sobre as áreas de análise e resolução de conflitos e ciências da computação. Então, espero todo mundo lá, e muito obrigado de novo aí pela presença de todo mundo. Boa noite.